I think I have got this figured out. Finally. Just give me a minute here. I was having some issues tonight. I would start my video and Facebook would shut it down. All right. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Pam. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining me tonight. Hey, it's Shel Anderson from Shel's Creative Corner and Shel Anderson Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I blog at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com, and I can be reached anytime by email at andersonshel@gmail.com. And I would like to thank you for joining me today. This Facebook Live is going to be another flying by the seat of my pants. The only thing that I've planned is that I'm going to be doing a 3D project tonight that can be a gift for somebody. So that's something different. I wanted to try something different tonight. And I have chosen to use the fabulous Christmas stamp set. I guess it's a bundle. It is the gift wrapped stamp set and the coordinating bow punch. And it has all kinds of different bows and 4 different greetings. And of course this teeny weeny little tag. So we are going to have some fun with that. And I also pulled in a bunch of other tags for greetings. I did the tailored tag and the timeless label. And I did the 1.5 circle, 1 3/8 circle, and the 1 3/8 scallop circle. And there was no rhyme or reason to that. I just grabbed punches that would make quick and easy work of tags. Okay, before we get started on our project tonight, I need to talk about a new promotion that is coming out. They just announced it today. It is the Merry and Bright Online Extravaganza. This is a 24-hour sale, and it is, get this, I'm serious, almost everything in this catalog. Almost. This is going to be on November the 24th, and for 24 hours only. So I encourage you ladies to check out your annual catalog. It's just the annual catalog. And see if there's anything in there that you want to purchase for 10% off. And I'm just going to briefly, they gave us a list of things that are not included. So I'm just briefly going to tell you really quickly. There's a few punches, and I assume that the reason that they're not included is because they have low stock. And some of the sweet collections. The plates for the die cutting machine, Whisper White Very Vanilla cardstock, envelopes, Stampin' Right markers, host sets, magnetic cutting plates, full-size stamp cases. Those are not included. There's only one stamp set here that I see on this entire thing. Harvest Hello stamp set is not included. The rest are ink pads. The Stays On, Whisper White, Versamark are not included. Blender pens, glue dots. The pumpkin pie cardstock and refills are not included. They must have low stock on that as well. Multi-purpose glue, grid paper, prepaid pumpkin subscriptions are not included. The glue pen Stampin' Spots, many marvelous markers, magnets, any of the storage items. The Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is not included. Stampin' Seal, holiday rhinestones, artistry blooms, sequins, and Stampin' Seal. So basically it's just those items, but I do not see on here the Stampin' Blends are not on here, and there's no dies on here, and there's no stamps other than the one I mentioned. So have a look through your catalog, annual catalog only, and see if there's anything you want. If there is, please get to me before 10 o'clock p.m. on the 23rd of November. Okay, that's the business. We're done. How are you guys doing? Everybody doing okay? Getting through this COVID crap? Staying busy? Finding things to stay out of trouble? Staying home? All that fun stuff? I hope so. I want everybody to be safe. What else? Oh, yes. Last video I started and I told you to make a tip book to write down your tips in, and I told you I would give you a tip every time I did a video. So tonight is tip number 2. If you remember last video, it was to maximize your stamp's worth by combining it with other sets. Tip number 2. You know when you're die cutting and sometimes you get those little dots that show, when you're done die cutting, the little dots where the holes are show through on your die cuts? If that bothers you, here's a tip for you on how to get rid of it. Take a piece of parchment paper. You can buy this stuff at the dollar store. It's thicker than wax paper, but not real thick. Just place that piece of paper over the dies when you run them through, and it helps get rid of those dots. Okay, that's tip number 2 for you. And I encourage you guys in the comments, if you have any tips, no matter how silly they are, please write them in there for others to see, because the whole thing about this is we are trying to help each other out and calm the crazy in these times. All right, I've pulled a couple of other stamp sets too, because I wanted a little heart image, so I chose the heart felt stamp set, and I wanted a little flower image, and I chose the Rise and Shine for that. Okay, now I just put my catalogs on top of my cutting dimensions, so I can't even tell you what they are yet. Okay. We are going to make a 3D project tonight, and it is going to be, we're going to be using the mini pizza boxes. These are found on page 152, and they are white on one side and gold on the other. For tonight, I have chosen to use the white side. And sorry about that. And we are going to make some little cards to put in this box. And when we're all done, you'll have this cute little project and you can give it as a gift. So you are going to need a mini pizza box, and I've chosen Whisper White thick cardstock. I have 3 pieces that are 3 inches by 6 inches, scored at 3 inches. And we're just going to grab a bone folder. And you can do as many cards as you want to put in here. I think 5 will fit. I just did 3 because I could get 3 out of 1 full sheet of cardstock, so I just said 3 will do. And I didn't want this video to go on forever and you guys to get bored and leave me here stranded. Okay, and the good thing about these 3x3 cards, note cards, if you desire, in the catalog on page 153, we have these little adorable 3x3 envelopes. Actually, they're 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And the 3x3 note cards fit perfectly in there. So you could have a true mini card, or you could make these just as little gift tags for somebody. Okay, so on page 153 are those envelopes. Okay, also I have chosen this beautiful Plaid Tidings DSP. And it was really hard to choose, but I just went for it. And I'm trying to do something different. I don't want this to be all Christmas. I want it to be for different occasions. So I thought with the plaid we could do that. It would work. So I mean, you could use any side you wanted, but these are the ones that I have chosen. And for the top of the box, you're going to need a piece that's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And for the sides of the box, we want to make that pretty too. These are 7/8 of an inch by 3 3/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is we are going to put these on the box right now, and they can dry while we're making our cards. I guess you really can't call them cards. Mini cards is what I'm going to call them. How's that? And I just cut this just so there was a little bit of the white border showing around. And the white surface on this is kind of slick, so it might take a minute for it to dry. But it's fabulous if you are using Tombow, because it gives you fabulous slide ability. All right, we are golden. This is really not a difficult project. Anybody can do this. It's super, super easy. And who wouldn't want to get a little gift like this? And if you included the envelopes and didn't make them for Christmas, if you just made them for any occasion and gave them as a gift, especially in these times, people could be sending these little cards out to their family and friends just to let them know they're thinking about them. How cool is that? All right, now for the top. Just hold that for a minute and let it set up a bit. Okay, we'll let that box aside to dry. And what I did with these cards is I cut them to completely cover the front of the card. And that one's a little bit crooked. All right, we'll fix it up after we get them on here. So I am just going to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to do the red side up on this one. And I'm just going to match it on one side and the top, and any little extra we have hanging off the edge afterwards. You know how sometimes you can't get it perfectly even. We'll just trim those two edges off and make it look perfect. And this gorgeous blues and red, I guess it's poppy. There are so many color matches in this pack of Plaid Tidings paper. All right, and no, we don't want orange today. Okay. Whoa. wiggle room in here. All right, now I am going to grab my mini paper trimmer, and I am going to trim off those uneven edges. Just like so. Perfect. Oops. Well, my eyesight's not all that great apparently. Still not. Didn't take off enough. Didn't want to take off too much. All right. I'm going to flip it. There we go. That's got to be right. Not quite. Heavens. There we go. And a little sliver off the bottom and we should be good. There we go. And one more needs a little haircut. And the bottom needs just a titch. Alright, there we go. There are our card bases. Got some fluff on here. There we go. Alright. We'll get that out of our way. So, now I'm going to set these cards aside for a minute and I am going to show you what I brought in to coordinate. I brought in this blue and some poppy. Oh, I guess I've already punched the poppy. The poppy to go with this card. And then with this one, I brought in the daffodil and the shaded spruce. And for this one, I did red, just the red. I guess that's the poppy that goes with that one. For this one, I just did red. And I do have some black here if I decide to add some black. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Like I said, we are just flying by the seat of our pants again tonight, which is not uncommon for me. Okay, and another thing I did is I went into my scrap bucket. You know how you have all these little bits and pieces always left over? I've pre-stamped some of the little tiny bows in case we need those. And in my bits and pieces, I found some little pieces of greenery that are actually blue. Blue greenery. Silver. I found some bows in poppy and black with sparkle. And some of that gorgeous snowflake ribbon. There's some brown leaves. I found some snowflakes. All kinds of little things here that were left over. And I've pre-stamped some of these little bows. So I just have a bunch of little bits and bobs here that we may decide to dig into. Okay, and I've also pre-stamped and punched some of these little teeny tiny tags that are part of this image here. I thought that would be fun, maybe on some of these cards. Okay, so I'll show you what I've come up with so far. For this card here, I have this punch out, and a bow. This is my one and only Christmas idea. Alternately, if I didn't want a Christmas idea, I had this punch out, and a different bow. Okay. Then for this card, I had Celebrate in Style and a couple of layers and the poppy bow. And then for this one, I had the Shaded Spruce. Oops, oh heavens. The Shaded Spruce, then the Daffodil, then the white, and then the green. So if you take a look at these greetings, this is a Christmas set, ladies. Realistically, I have one greeting here that's Christmas. You can celebrate your birthday in style. This is just a gift tied with love, wrapped especially for you. Like, you don't have to use the greetings that are in this set. You can use greetings from any set. Make today amazing. Let's hang out soon. Rise and shine. Love you lots. So lucky to have a friend like you. Like, mix and match your sets up, and you can, it's the, what am I trying to say here? The sky's the limit. Like, you can just go nuts with what you do with these little mini cards. But tonight I think we're going to work with this, and I think I'm going to take this one out of the mix because I'd like to have one little Christmas card in here. So we are going to get started with this one. So if somebody was having a winter birthday, we could put a snowflake on a card very, very easily. And we can make this card go this way or this way, whichever suits. And I'm thinking I'm going to change them up. And I thought perhaps I've got some of these. That one might be a titch dark. I've got some of these sprigs of greenery, for lack of a better word. How cute is that? I think I'm going to make them shorter because this is a little tiny card. And I'm going to put some glue on here. Oops. And hold it, I guess, for a minute. And this side. I don't know what I want. I think I'm going to put them on the same side. Like so. Yep. And now I think we should have a dimensional. The only thing I caution you on is you have to be careful that you don't get too much dimension and they don't fit in the box. But with only 3 note cards in here, I'm not worried too much about the dimensional aspect tonight. If you were putting a lot in there, you might have to be a little careful. Just make sure that your pieces don't fall off the edge of your cards or they're not going to fit in their envelopes. And I have to order some more of those envelopes. I only had one left when I went to get one, some to bring in for this project. I only had one left. So, all right, Celebrate in Style. How cute is that? But you know, we can make it even cuter by blinging it up a little. And I am going to just pop a few rhinestones around this little card. And there is our first little card. Okay, on to number 2. I still have my sticky note handle on here. All right. I can tell you a funny story. I was playing with this idea. I didn't have any idea what I was doing tonight. And I was playing with this idea at 5 o'clock this morning because my hubby was having a nightmare and he was screamed out in his sleep. Oh no! And it scared me half to death. Anyway, once I'm awake, I'm awake. I can't go back to sleep. So anyway, I was in here playing around and he got up and I said to him, "What were you dreaming of?" And he dreamt that there was a little dog that went underneath a van and somebody went out and got in the van and started to move it, and that was what the oh no was. So that was his nightmare and my heart attack at 5 o'clock this morning. Now, because we're using this gift wrap bundle, there is no punch for these little teeny tiny bows. And I knew you did not want to sit here and watch me fussy cut these little bows, but they're super, super easy to fussy cut. And I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella and glimmer up these bows because everybody needs a little sparkle. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. To mimic the sparkle in the rhinestones. All right. Now I didn't put anything in behind that one, but we can pretty easily add some of this silver sparkle. I think I like that. Yep, I do. I am going to use it. And these little circular berry things are pretty substantial, so you can easily get your adhesive on there. Now, if you can see that, I just did what I told you guys not to do, not to go over the edge of your card. So I'm just going to cut that little sprig off. And I'm going to cut some more off this because I don't have quite as much room down on this side. But every time I make a card, I always look in my leftover bits box to see if there's anything that I can use. And there is that one, but it should have some bling too, don't you think? We'll put some of these gorgeous rhinestones on here. As well. Just like so. Wrapped especially for you. That could be used for so many, like all of these, with these greetings, they could be used for so many different occasions. Okay, so we are down to our Christmas card. I am going to cut this in half. And I'm sure you've all done this trick. And then I'm just going to angle it inwards from the points, because we don't want that part to show. And then what I'm going to do is, thank you, Pam, I'm just going to put a little shadow right on the end, just to give it a little bit of definition. And just wiggle it into place and hold it. And the same thing on the other end. Okay, Dar, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right. So there, that is going to give it some definition this way. I am just wondering about these brown sprigs. What am I going to do? I've got a little deer here. Ooh, I have an idea. What would happen if I put this snowflake behind? No, that kind of gets lost, doesn't it? I could cut it. I am going to there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that gorgeous sparkly ribbon for one thing, because that makes it stand out. So I'm not going to use the bow that came with it. I'm going to glue this greeting down flat, because my bow is going to take up a lot of depth of this card. And I'm going to need some glue dots. And we will pop this on like so. All right, that ribbon makes it. Now I've got this little deer. He could very easily go in there, but because I have all that sparkle on there, I'm thinking just a couple of simple glittery snowflakes might be the answer. I think I'm going to go that way. And of course, glue dots are the answer for these. I love it when I get to use my leftover bits. Like so. All right, there is that one. And I don't think it needs rhinestones, but why not? You can never have too much bling. However, it's going to be contrary and not go where I want it. There we go. How about putting this bling in the middle of the snowflake? All right. Put one up there and one more here, and we're golden. How sparkly is that? Okay, so we have card 3, card 1, and card 2. Could easily be used for Christmas, or this one is definitely Christmas, but these two could be used for other occasions. So we're going to pop that in the box, and we're going to close our box, and now we have to decorate our little box. So I think that I am going to go with the green, and that is shaded spruce on this card. And I need to bring in, pardon my noise, the Stamparatus. Get all these little bits out of my way. And we are going to stamp a big bow for the top of our box. And I think I'm going to go with this one here because I want to color it with Stampin' Blends, I think. So I can get a two-tone effect. So I think what I'll do is I will stamp this on Whisper White. And that little piece of scrap right there is just what the doctor ordered. There we go. It's probably going to move because, oh, no, it didn't. Good. I find that photopolymer sticks sometimes and makes life a little difficult. And I'm just using my Memento black ink because, of course, we need Memento black with our Stampin' Blends. And I am going to stamp it a couple of times because I want a nice, crisp image. Check that out. Beautiful. All right. I will just clean this stamp off and we will put it back in the case so it doesn't get lost. All right. Now I am going to bring in my punch if I can find it. Where did I put it? Oh, way over here. Okay. All right, so we'll just get this centered up in the punch. And give it a punch. When you use the Whisper White Thick in a punch, I find sometimes it's really hard to punch. Okay, so now I need this mat. Do you guys have this mat? This is the Stamparatus foam mat. I use this all the time because this surface cleans up like so easy. Okay, so shaded spruce. I want shaded spruce light and dark. And I am going to paint this, I'm going to color this ribbon. Oh, this is really dark and this is the light one. Perhaps I will use something else as well. See how dark this is already? If I use this one, it's going to be too dark. So now we have to do a little investigating as to what is going to be good with that. Oh, that's way too bright. That's clover. Let's try dark mint. I don't like that tip. I think I like the dark mint. I'll try the jade as well. The light jade, maybe. Oh, that's nice too. think I'm going to go with the mint and give that a whirl. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color every second strand or stripe in this ribbon. I'm just going to alternate the color. All right, try to do this as quickly as possible without messing it up too much. All right. Did you ever use striped ribbon to make a bow and try to get your stripes to match on both of the loops? I struggle with that sometimes. All right. And I think when we go to decorate the outside of this little box, I found some paper pumpkin pieces that I think are going to be the cat's meow. And I'll show them to you here shortly. I'm almost done coloring this bow. I could have pre-done this off camera, but I wanted to show you guys how that adorable little bow punch works. And if you look in your catalog, this set is in the Holiday Mini. If you look in your catalog, there's all kinds of different ideas right in the catalog for this set. I can think of probably 30 right off the top of my head, Christmas ones. So that's why I kind of wanted to go in a different direction so that you could see that it wasn't just for Christmas. How pretty is that? All right, there's our bow. Doesn't that pop? Oh, I've lost my comments. Well, let me see if I can get you back. Hopefully I can. Well, I think I've lost you. No, you're back. I think I must have hit the mouse when I moved the Stamparatus over there. Okay, so now I have some shaded spruce cardstock here somewhere, right here. We are going to cut some of this up and make some ribbon to go with our bow to decorate the top of our box. There's one piece. And there's another. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, this was, what was that measurement? 3 1/2. So I am going to cut these down to 3 1/2. Because the box is square, they will both be the same. 3 1/2, right there. And 3.5 right there. Okay, so bring in our Tombow, and I'm going to offset them a little teeny tiny bit, and you'll see why in a minute. And I'm just going to glue those right onto the DSP. Like so. And because this is plaid paper, you can use the lines in the paper to assist you in your placement. All right, so this one I'm going to put right about here. Okay, easy peasy so far. Now we're going to pop this one on, but we're going to use some dimensionals. Oh wait, I almost forgot. We need to keep this box closed. So I found this gold elasticized cord in a paper pumpkin kit. I assume it was a paper pumpkin kit. I'm not 100% positive. It was either paper pumpkin or one of the kits, like, you know, the all-inclusive kits. So what my thought is that I can use this elasticized cord to go around the card like so, or the box, and because it's elasticized, it'll be easy to take on and off, or that's my thought. Okay, so I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to put a knot in it, and the knot is going to go on the bottom of the box, so you're not going to be able to see it, because we want the top to be pretty. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to align this cord on the center of these ribbons. That's what my hope is, just to kind of accentuate. There we go. And this one, look at that. That worked out beautifully. Okay, now I need a couple of mini dimensionals down here at the bottom. And we'll get those backers off and put our bow on like so. But I want to make sure that the bow is actually not touching the cord, so that when the recipient gets it, they can easily take that cord off and open the box. But as you can see, it's very secure right now. The cover's not going to pop up. Okay, one more thing that I wanted to do is I want a little heart on here. In this stamp set, there's a little holly and berries, and there's some little stars that are designed to go inside this tag. But because this is not a quote-unquote Christmas set, this is just a gift set, I wanted to use a little heart. So I am going to put that little heart on there, and I am going to use Poppy Parade, and hopefully I will get this on the first shot. And I did. Awesome. Okay, so we have this little heart. Let me clean this off. Those reds stain the photopolymer so quickly. All right, back in the stamp case that goes. And on the back of this, I am going to put a mini dimensional, but I am also going to grab a hole punch. I have a mini hole punch here. And I am going to punch a hole, hopefully in the center at the top of this tag. I'm hoping. It's hard to see. Voila! Okay, so now I am going to take this leftover piece of this gold cord and it helps because it's elasticized, so I can actually use this little teeny tiny piece because of the elasticity. All right, so I am just going to take that little mini dimensional off, and I'm going to tuck this under here like so, and I just took the back off that dimensional and the back off that one. And how cute is that? There we have it. Our cute little 3D project. So that's it for tonight, ladies. I've created quite a mess, but I hope you enjoyed tonight's project. We don't very often do a 3D project, so I wanted to feature that bundle because we haven't used that on a video yet, and I wanted to show the versatility that it can be used for things other than Christmas as well. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by. You girls have a good night, and I will be back on the weekend with another video for you. If you have any requests, please put them in the comments. I look at all my comments after the video in case I miss any. If there's anything that you would like to see me do a video on, please ask. If you don't want to put it in the comments, send me an email. All right. Thanks very much. Bye-bye for now.